Hello, and welcome to this very special demo of the Awfully Cheerful Engine. Tonight, we're going to be playing an adventure called Beam Me Up by Mike Langworthy. And my name is Russ, aka Morrus, or Morrus, aka Russ. And I'm going to be running these intrepid heroes through this adventure. I'm sure they'll enjoy it. You can see the look of anticipation and excitement on their faces. So what I think we'll do very quickly is run through each of our players and we'll introduce each player and who they're playing. So shall we start with Bez, if you'd like to introduce yourself and the character you're playing?
Well, I'm Bez. In real life, I'm best known for having made Yogi, which is the best party game of physical constraints. I'm clearly biased, but no one has disagreed with me so far. And in this game today, I am playing Dr Kiara Fitzpwa, a neurotic doctor who maybe doesn't have the best bedside manner just because they're a wee bit of a hypochondriac. It doesn't really help if you constantly tell your patient all the things that might be going wrong with them.
Thank you very much. And Quill, should we move to you next?
Yeah, so hello, I'm Quill. I stream and I make costumes. That's my weird connection to everything. I will be playing a character called Fidget. They are just a regular old human being that's been caught up in this adventure. They're a little bit of a goofball, a little bit of a prankster. They're like being a little bit mischievous, but they're fiercely loyal to their crew, and they will hurt those that betray them.
Aww. Always love Fidget.
Hey, I'm Matt Cox. I'm a freelance journalist, and I will be playing Lieutenant Woof, who is a dog-like humanoid. He is the gunner or security person on the ship. Woof, Lieutenant Woof, or Waffles to his friends, amongst which he counts nearly everyone. He's very affectionate and loving, and a very gentle person, dog person, apart from when he is violently fighting his enemies, which he has an unfortunate disposition towards. He hates doing it, but he's very, very good at it. He often has to be kind of pressured into those kind of situations and will feel miserable about it afterwards. And yeah, he's also a little bit insecure and needs hugs and praise as much as possible.
Excellent. And then finally, we can't forget our intrepid captain. Sara, could you introduce yourself and your character, please?
Hi, I'm Sara. I'm a freelance journalist broadcaster, and I also run community and media over at the wonderful M Publishing. Not that I'm biased, of course. And I will be
paid to say that.
And I will be playing the wonderful, the amazing, the incredible Captain Lemon A. Hubris. Not only is Captain Hubris reckless, capricious, as is befitting of a cat-like humanoid, he's also incredibly charismatic. And actually, it's kind of more of a miracle that the crew have survived for this long with Hubris than they have without him. So I look forward to some incredibly reckless and incompetent moves on my part, which I'm sure will have no consequences for anyone ever.
What could possibly go wrong? Nothing. It's all going to be smooth sailing, I promise you. Nothing will go wrong at all. So, space, it's a vast frontier. These are the voyages of the FSS Brazen, its continuing mission to recklessly go where plenty of people have probably been before, and to hope a major interstellar incident isn't started in the process. The FSS Brazen is captained by Sara's Captain Hubris, a charismatic yet reckless captain, and this is his crew of allegedly competent officers. This is all going to go smoothly, I promise. So, you are in the docking bay of Near Space 9. Near Space 9 is at Mars, and the FSS Brazen is about to launch on its 5-year mission. Everyone's very excited. There's There's a crowd of journalists. There's people with taking photos. There's tourists who come to Mars especially to see you leave. The Brazen's a big ship. Think like the Enterprise, a big gleaming white, gorgeous ship. It's one of the flagships of the Federated League of Planets, or FLOP, as you know it. And the FLOP logo is emblazoned in big blue sensors on the side of the ship. So you're on the bridge. The big view screen currently shows Admiral Harrison of Near Space Nine, who's here to see you off. He's a big guy with a big sort of walrusy moustache, dressed in an impeccably clean and laundered and ironed uniform, and he's looking down the camera at you. So, crew of the Brazen, are you ready for your first mission?
I say, we're ready indeed.
We have the utmost faith in you, Captain Hubris.
As you should.
We are entrusting you with our most valuable, our newest flagship.
Well, I can't think of anyone better to do the job there. What was your name again?
You jest with me. You know, of course, that my name is Admiral Harrison, your boss.
Yes, finest fellow I ever met you are. Yes.
Right, thank you. He sort of twiddles his moustache a little bit. Is your crew ready?
Indeed, Mr. Harrison, we are.
And you would be?
I am Dr. Kiara Fitzpwa. I will be making sure that none of those nasty bugs get onto this ship and keeping everybody in tip-top condition.
Not Dr. Fitzpwa of the Neptune Fitzpwas.
Indeed, none other.
I believe I met your mother. It was a long time ago.
Really? Oh.
Lovely lady.
I pondered this for a moment and turn away with slight distaste.
Harrison starts to blush slightly. And he sort of harumphs a little bit and then quickly changes the subject. So your first mission is to check out a distress signal. The FSS Independent is a research vessel out in the Klaatu Barada system. The Klaatu Barada system is on the edge of flop space, just over the edge of flop space. So you'll be in territory not covered by flop law. And the FSS Independent sent out a distress signal about a week ago, and they've heard nothing since. So they'd like you to go and find out what's happening.
Well, this sounds like a dangerous mission into uncharted, unknowable territories. What say our military team, the Engineer and Lieutenant Woof? How will we deal with this danger and this risk? What shall we do?
Follow you anywhere, Captain. You know I will. He's standing to attention with his tail wagging behind him, as it almost constantly is.
You're a good boy, Lieutenant Woof. A good boy.
So what is each of you doing on the ship at the moment? So, Captain, I assume you're in the captain's chair there, looking as majestic and brave and reckless as you possibly can.
Yes, I've got my majestic and brave and reckless sort of posture going. I'm in an extremely luxurious chair, and I'm inspecting my nails while sort of looking haughtily around.
Okay. Fidget, where are you? Are you down in engineering? Are you on the bridge?
Yeah, I've been scouting around the ship because I want to see kind of what makes this ship so special and really get to learn how it works inside and out, and just nerding out a little bit about the engineering side of things.
So the ship is state of the art. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous ship, and everywhere you look, you go into engineering and it's got like the latest warp engines, and all the computer systems are like Windows 97 at least. Possibly even something more modern than that. Who knows?
We might even have XP.
No. It's not that far into the future. But the ship is, it's basically your dream ship. Everything looks, nothing could possibly go wrong with the technology on this ship. You are sure.
I'm so used to just repairing and duct taping like rusted old buckets. I'm overjoyed at this state-of-the-art stuff that's in front of me.
There is something you do notice, however. You're down in the engineering section, and you know that the ship is due to leave space dock within about 2 or 3 minutes. You notice that nobody's remembered to fire up the warp drive. Normally, this takes about half an hour to fire up the warp drive when a ship very first leaves space dock, and you've got like 3 minutes to get this ship going without embarrassing your fearless captain. Because if Admiral Harrison gives the order to go and the ship doesn't move, it's not going to look great.
Yeah, that's not going to look great. I take a minute to think about this.
That's one of your 3 minutes gone. Okay, so we're down to 2 minutes.
my options are either to just go and tell Captain that we ain't going nowhere, not for another like 25 minutes ish, or maybe I can get this warp drive kick-started and like overclock this beast to see if we can get going on time.
Ooh, it's risky, but I don't know. How does the captain usually respond to news like, oh, we can't leave for half an hour?
Not well, I would imagine. He's a fan of recklessness.
In that case, I think we better try and kickstart this warp drive.
Yep, I think so. I think we're just going to have to go ahead and do it.
So how are we going to do this? I mean, you've probably got a spare car battery somewhere you can plug into the warp drive.
Yeah, there's got to be one over on the shelf somewhere, right? I can go mad dash and scramble for something, and I've got like a pair of crocodile clips ready to go.
Because we all know this is how warp drives work.
Yeah, definitely. Car battery and then some crocodile clips. Job's a good one.
Excellent. So we're going to make our first dice roll of the evening. So we're going to be making a smarts check. And because engineering is your focus, you are going to add 2 dice to that. So your smarts is 4, and you're going to be adding 2 dice. I'll tell you in advance, your target number is 15 to avoid embarrassing the captain. If you fail, nothing bad will happen. It just means the captain's going to look a bit silly.
Right. Okay. So I need to roll 6 dice and hopefully get a 15.
Yes, which should be easy.
Give it a good shake. These came from Amazon today, so they'd better have some good luck in them. Right, let's see. 11, 12. Right, I have at least 15 here.
Right, so you kick that warp drive into action. So lights start spinning up on the warp drive. You hear the familiar sound of the warp drive sort of going zoom, 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 or whatever noise warp drives make. I'm sure that's what noise warp drives make. And the engineering section is bathed in sort of, I don't know, light orange light as the warp drive fires up and the engines come online. Captain Hubris probably doesn't know about this. You've got no idea that your reputation was
Yes, I thought that the warp drive was a type of dance, and I am just singing the theme tune of Let's Do the Warp Drive Again.
Let's do the warp drive. Oh dear. Oh dear. So finally, what is the doctor doing at the moment?
At the moment, I am in my quarters. I am spraying everything with cleaning fluid and making sure that everything is just clean, because, you know, it's a new place. I'm a bit careful. I'm a bit concerned about. And then I go over to the captain and, excuse me, Captain, can I just, and I start spraying the controls and wiping down all the buttons, trying not to touch anything or press any buttons accidentally, but who knows?
Woof is recoiling away.
Let's find out whether you touch any buttons accidentally, shall we? So let's have a moves check. That's 3d6. You just have to beat a 10.
5, oh my gosh, 9.
Oh dear. So folks, what button do you think that the doctor pressed accidentally? What should we go with? Not the self-destruct button. I'm taking that off the table.
The mischievous Fidget thinks it would be real funny if we departed a whole minute early, just to really the champagne bottle was gonna go, and it just straight up hits nothing.
So yeah, okay. So the ship's due to leave in 2 minutes, 3 minutes or so. As the Doctor sprays down the piloting console, just in front of the captain, because I think the captain's actually your pilot here, kind of like elbowing the captain out of the way.
I apologise, Captain. I just need to make sure that, everything's clean, of course. You understand.
And you hit that big red launch button by mistake.
Oh dear. Sorry.
I would say that as the Doctor is spraying, the captain is so busy ranting about what's going on and is there a terrible disease and are we all going to die soon as she sprays, that he recoils back, knocking her into the buttons.
So the ship takes off at warp factor 4. There we go. I rolled a d6. You shoot off at warp factor 4, which is really fast. The space dock dwindles behind you in seconds, and you're all pressed back in your seats. Of course, you have seatbelts, don't you? Do spaceships have seatbelts?
I think I'm still down in the engine room. I think I'm in trouble. I'm against the wall like this.
I get knocked over.
I think what we'll do here, we'll all make a style check, and we'll just see how cool you are. Whether you manage to style this out, or whether you fall over and then stand up again quickly and go, oh, I meant to do that.
And I guess I'm quite lucky, so this would be a luck.
You can actually get lucky.
16.
Yep, you're fine. You're fine. You brazen that out without a problem.
Flap my wings and I managed.
Unfortunately, you managed to tumble over a railing and land flat on your face. It's not a great look.
Woof tries to regain what little dignity he had to begin with.
Quill.
Right, so I need to roll 3, yeah?
For your style, where are we? Quill. I can't even find you now.
Sorry, it's 3.
There we go. Style 3, yes.
Yeah. All right, let's go. That's not good. I got 6.
Oh dear. You were also flat on your head. Remember, you have 6. You have 6 karma dice. You can use those at any time, and you can use them after you roll as well.
Ah, okay. Well, you know what? It feels early on, but let's do it. Why not? Why not? Let's see if I can style this out.
I'm not trying to encourage you to use them all up in advance. No.
I've managed to get the engine going. You know what? Even before time, so that's good. So I need to try and style this bit out, right? So, for my karma dice, what do I need to roll?
You can just add as many dice as you like. You can add 1 and then add another one if it doesn't roll high enough for your liking. So...
Cool. So I can just spend 1 karma per 1 die?
Yes. Yeah.
Fab. All right. Well, let's go for 1. What do we got? It's simple math. You think I could do this? I am now at 8.
8. Are you going to roll another one?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do one more. Go on. 3, 11.
Right, you've finally beaten the 10, which was the target number. You basically sort of like staggered to one side, overcorrected, staggered again to the other side, overcorrected again, then came back to the middle, and then just started whistling.
Yeah, none happened. It's fine. I'm cool.
Yep.
No one saw anything.
No one saw anything. Right, and I think it's only the captain left to go now. Is that right?
Yes. So I rolled earlier. I got a 16.
Oh, you're fine then.
Wow.
It's probably because you're in the captain's chair and it's fine. It's got big arms which you can hang on to. Well, you probably didn't even notice. You were so busy pontificating that you didn't even notice that the ship's taken off at warp factor 4 and is already out past Jupiter and flying out into the depths of space.
Yeah, I'm just staring at my martini glass, just sort of focusing on the olive inside of it. See a slight ripple in it. Oh, everything all right? I suppose it's fine. I'm just drinking.
From the floor, I'll say, "Oh, is your drink all right, Captain?"
I think I'm going to give you a karma point for that, Lieutenant Woof. Thinking of the captain first, despite the fact that you're face down on the floor. Your first thought was for your captain and your captain's drink. So
thank you very much.
I'll give you a karma point for that. So
was there
up to 7 karma points you have?
Cool. was there any penalty for Woof beyond embarrassment?
Just embarrassment.
Okay.
I'm not that mean right at the start of the adventure. You have 3 hours of
What
this
does that
to
mean
get
yet?
As I said, nothing can possibly go wrong. So you are rocketing towards the Klaatu Barada 6 system. So this is going to take you probably about 3 or 4 days. So I think let's go round the table and let's just see what you guys are up to. And maybe you could do something related to your trait, earn yourself a karma point during. How do you spend those 4 or 5 days? So let's start with the captain. So what's the captain doing for this period of time?
Spinning around in his plush leather chair, sort of pouring martinis, making martinis. He's got a cocktail bar just sort of round the side of the ship.
He's on the bridge.
Yeah, just on the bridge. It folds out, because it's really futuristic. We're talking like, Windows XP style technology.
Right,
so,
right.
that there is a cocktail bar.
No, it's not Windows XP yet, remember. Come on.
Oh, wait, sorry. Pre-XP. So it doesn't completely fold out. I've got to get poor Lieutenant Woof to, shake it a bit. But,
I am gunner / cocktail server.
So all the weapons controls are actually on the bars.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Like in Star Trek where Worf stands, it looks a bit like a bar behind the captain. That bit where he stands? So basically it's like that, but basically you've got the cocktail bar there instead.
Yeah, very, very important. So I'm making themed cocktails. I got a cosmic shaker, all sorts. So I've invented a few cocktails. And now and again, when I just sort of get bored, I zone out and just kind of press some of the buttons now and again. And I also just sort of stroll around the ship, telling everyone about my great adventures for sort of the last 10 years. And they've all gotten really good at just sort of zoning out as I do this. Sort of doing other tasks.
Okay, so I'll give you a karma point for that. So you started with 10 because you're the captain, so you're now up to 11 karma points. Remember, your special ability is you can donate karma points to other people. So your ability is to inspire people. So that's why you've got all those karma points. You can help anybody out at any time by offering them a bit of advice, some inspiration, whatever. And you can do that after the fact as well, just like Quill did when they were making the engineering checks.
Sure thing. I'll bear that in mind. The captain will bear that in mind.
Sue, who are we going to go with? Let's go with Lieutenant Woof next then. So up on the bar / gunning console.
I'm actually going to say Woof has been ordered to train a little bit in the holodeck, which I presume we have.
Yeah, we definitely have a holodeck, and there definitely isn't an adventure that's linked to holodecks in this thing at all.
Which he's very reluctant to go in. He kind of has to be ushered in by some people from the lower decks because he really doesn't like fighting. But when he's in there, something snaps and he kind of zones out. And normal Woof is briefly gone for the time it takes him to dispatch his training.
Oh dear.
And then he comes to and whimpers a bit.
So
crawls out of the holodeck.
Woof is very, very good at fighting, at brawling, and at shooting. So when it comes to a fight, Woof is definitely the person you want on your side.
That's right.
Yeah. So
in werewolfing.
So have yourself a karma point.
Thank you.
So next we will go with Dr. Fitzpwa. What is the doctor doing?
Well, sometimes the captain is leaving wee glasses around and the doctor is saying, please, Captain, do remember, we can't have a breeding ground for fungus or other nasty microbes. And, of course, Fitzpwa is taking it upon themselves to polish off every surface over and over 3 times a day, 4 times a day, and basically going to the point where everyone from the lower deck thinks, well, There's no job for the cleaning crew here.
So, is the Doctor actually really annoying with this, getting in the way, and what does the rest of the crew of the ship think about this?
I imagine the rest of the crew being slightly bemused.
Right.
Maybe the Doctor might be ruffling a few feathers. Oh, I should have mentioned that Dr. Kiara Fitzpwa is an owlish, feathery, fluffy creature. But so Fitzpwa might be ruffling a few feathers of the captains, but for the most part, people are appreciative.
Okay.
Woof's not a fan. Doesn't understand this.
I imagine that the captain is so used to the Doctor cleaning up after him that he basically just thinks that she's sort of like a waitressing service, finishes a glass, Doctor swoops in, literally flies down, grabs it, presumably with her little talons,
You're saying you don't actually
takes it away.
You're saying you don't actually realise that this is your ship's Doctor?
I'd say that, I understand that the Doctor does doctoring things,
right.
but I sort of don't. I'm just sort of like, I assume this is just part of the medical training, and just sort of throwing the drinks over.
Okay.
No, Captain, please do remember to clean your glasses. For gosh sake, Captain.
So I think the Doctor definitely deserves a karma point for that. And finally, Lieutenant Fidget down in engineering. What is Lieutenant Fidget spending the next sort of 4 or 5 days doing?
Lieutenant Fidget has been developing some pranks.
Oh no.
Maybe some goofs.
Oh dear.
So Fidget has noticed that the Doctor is maybe a little bit neurotic, one could say, with the cleaning. And thinks it might be real funny to super glue a coin of some sorts to one of the sides and just leave it there. Not in a place that's overly obvious, but once you've noticed it, it's going to really just click away.
Dear. I think we're going to make some dice rolls here. So I think we're going to take Fidget's style stat with your comedy focus. So that's 5 dice. And that will be against, I think, the Doctor's smarts stat, just to see whether or not you spot this or you realise what's going on.
And 16.
Ooh.
All right. I've got 3 6s, which feels like the right number.
Ooh.
3 6s and 2 1s. So that is
20.
20.
Yeah.
So yes, the Doctor really does fall for this. So how does this play out, Dr. Fitzpwa? You really fall for this completely. What's the phrase? Hook, line, and sinker. That's the phrase.
So I start off thinking, what is this? Why can't I? Trying to pick it off with my talons and then trying to get a little knife in there, trying to use some sort of tools. Saying, has anyone seen this? It's an abomination against our white walls. What's going on? My gosh.
So what is Fidget doing? Is Fidget watching? Is Fidget like peering around a corner? What's Fidget doing?
I'm totally peering around the corner and like watching this all unfold while like unknowingly to the Doctor I have a little bottle of like dissolvent to remove the coin later.
That's just mean.
I whip my head around, but then Fidget whips out of sight. And, I thought I saw something. My gosh, what's going on?
Fidget, I think you can have both of your karma points back for that.
Okie dokie. There we go.
That was fun. So, the ship arrives at the Klaatu Barada system after sort of 4 or 5 days. As you approach the system, you've probably been radioing ahead for the FSS Independent, trying to find out what's wrong, why they sent a distress signal a week ago, what's going on, but you're getting no reply at all. Nothing, just silence. So you enter the system, you're on the edge of the system, which is a system with 6 planets. What do you think you might do now?
I would make a speech.
Captain, what would your orders be? Yeah.
Well, first off, I would make a speech about the system where I would talk about my great knowledge of the system, even though I've never been there before and this is the first time I've heard of it. So, you know, I will walk sort of dominantly across the deck, just being like, yes, the system. Well, I've heard many a tale, and just sort of inspecting my nails, sort of strolling through. And I would sort of, as I'm making my talk, I would pause dramatically and be like, forsooth, we have not had a word of contact. What is it about the contact? What is happening? Someone, please tell me. And we'll sort of basically begin panicking due to us not hearing anything and sort of waiting for my considerably more competent crew to come to a solution with this thing that is upsetting me.
Woof is just getting more agitated as Hubris gets more agitated.
Maybe I think possibly someone needs to make a scan of the system.
I was going to say, maybe I could like signal boost our like communications to see if it's just their signal is too weak for us to pick up from this distance.
You definitely can. So let's talk about the ship for a second. So a starship has 4 stats, just like a character has. Those stats are science, which is all of the nifty electronics on the ship. So it's the scanners, it's the translocators, which are the teleportation devices, it's the med bays, it's the science labs, it's all the tech on the ship comes under science. The shields are the things that ensure you don't blow up, quite important. The size of the ship just tells you how big it is. So like a size 1 ship is like the size of a shuttle. A size 10 ship is like a Death Star. So the FSS Brazen is a size 4 ship, so it's fairly large, about the size of a battleship. And finally, warp, which is basically how fast your ship can go. The most important thing here for the moment is the science score. So your ship has a science score of 3. Now, generally, when you're on your ship, you might make an engineering check to do something, or you might make a smarts check to do something, or to scan something, or to use communicators, or whatever. If you're using the ship's systems, because the ship has like AIs and stuff like that, sometimes you can just ask the ship to do it instead, and then pretend it was you all along. So if you're scoring something is less than 3, you might ask the ship to do it. The ship will use its science score of 3 to do it. And then you can just make it look like that was you. It wasn't you just asking the ship to do it. You did it all by yourself completely. So there's always that backup score of 3 that you can ask the ship to do. Did that make sense? I hope it did.
Yeah, it's kind of like when someone asks you for something and you're like, yeah, I know how to make that. And then you just go on to Google at the back.
Basically, yeah. It's like having a mobile phone at the pub quiz.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I'm just popping to the loo. I'll be back in a minute before the next question. Honest, that sort of thing. So at any time, you can roll 3 dice for the ship rather than whatever your own score is, if it's technology related. That aside, I don't think you need to there, Fidget, because your engineering score is, I think, 5 dice, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you don't need to at all. So if you want 6 dice, in fact.
Sorry, it is 6, isn't it? Yeah.
It is 6,
okay.
Yeah.
Right. Let's give this a try. Okay. I apologize. I'm not great at arithmetic, so
engineers don't need to count. I'm sure.
Yeah.
Maths isn't
you just eyeball it. Is that an inch or is that a centimeter? I don't know.
That's how science works. Yeah.
So I've got 10, 14, 18, 21, and then I have 6, 27.
You are amazing at this. So you boosted the signal of the ship scanners, and suddenly the ship scanners are scanning in such high definition and detail that you're getting so much information about this system is. But the important bit of information you get is that orbiting Klaatu Barada 6, the 6th planet in the system, you found the FSS Independent. It's there. It's orbiting. There is power to the ship, but it doesn't appear to be doing much. But it is there. It's going to take you about an hour to get there.
Right, okay. I will report all of this back to our captain.
As soon as
Fearless
Fidget,
leader, what do you do?
as soon as Fidget says this, I will shout, "What ho! I see it! I see it in the distance!"
You have a spyglass, despite the fact that you're looking at a view screen.
Oh, yeah.
Spyglass makes no difference whatsoever. I can just imagine you looking through a spyglass.
Oh yeah, like I get out a spyglass and inside it is a smaller spyglass. And I take ages just putting it out as presumably Lieutenant Woof sort of holds out parts of it.
I was about to say.
And yes, I play. And then I shout, "Come, crew, to new frontiers!" And sort of wait awkwardly for everyone to cheer.
So, are you going to approach the Independent or stay a safe distance? What are you going to do?
Safety? What's that? No, of course not. Straight in there.
Right. So, what? Right up next to it?
Yeah, just going in through.
Okay. So you approach the Independent, and as you get closer, you can see that the Independent it's still powered up. The exterior lights are on, but most of the major systems appear to be powered down. As you get within about 4 or 5 minutes of it, as you get quite close, the comms unit, the comms console crackles into life. Who's going to answer the comms console?
When it begins crackling, I'm going to go, "Ah!" and drop it because I'm frightened.
So
I will put on a glove, pick it up, give it a wee dusting, and then answer it. Hello?
You hear this is Captain Ketch. Can you hear me?
We can barely hear you, Captain.
Let me turn off the static maker. And then all the you hear someone flick a switch, and suddenly the voice is coming in loud and clear. Sorry, I always forget to turn that thing off. Why they design these things with that on by default, I don't know.
Hello, Captain. What is going on in your vessel?
Oh, nothing. Everything's fine. Nothing to worry about here. No, you might as well just head back home. Nothing going on here. It's all fine.
It has taken us 3 days to get here. We might as well pop over for tea.
Oh
and
no
maybe I can help you clean up.
no need. It's Mexican night tonight, and everything's fine.
It sounds like there will be lots of rubbish and stuff to clean up. I better come over.
I mean, we do have cleaning crew. I mean, we do have cleaners.
What? Are you sure that they are good enough? I mean, sometimes it can help if different people clean up sometimes.
So, Woof, one of your abilities is that you're very empathic, and everyone can overhear this conversation. Do you want to make a quick roll and see if you can pick up anything from from Ketch's voice?
So that would be 2 from the thing, and then 2 extra because I'm empathic.
Yeah, and any karma you want to throw in as well.
Okay, let's see how I do. 12.
You might want to chuck some in.
Go on then, let's spend another karma. That puts me up to 13. Let's spend another karma. And that's 19.
Okay, so
That'll do.
So, Ketch is clearly lying. Something is going on board that ship, and Ketch doesn't want you to know.
He's clearly lying, Captain.
Yes,
Something aboard that ship that he doesn't want us to know about, I'm sure of it.
Yes, it's very hard to get tacos out in this corner of the universe. Definitely lying about the Mexican food, and I was quite excited about that. Well, Lieutenant Woof, I think we'd best get on board. How should we proceed?
Suddenly, all the lights on the Ketch, no, that's Captain Ketch, all the lights on the Independent, Captain Ketch doesn't have lights on, but the Independent does, turn red. And the ship's computer announces that the Independent is locking weapons on the Brazen.
I'm sure there's nothing to worry about here.
What do you do?
Are we still on the phone?
Yeah.
My gosh, Captain Ketch, what are you doing?
Oh, yeah, I can't hear you. Someone appears to have turned the static machine on again. Going into a tunnel. And then it cuts off. Your instruments do show, and the Independence has rotated to point directly towards the Brazen, and its weapons are powering up.
Woof is looking very nervously at the flashing red buttons in front of him, and he's sort of snapping from the captain to the buttons.
Woof, I think it might be time to go to war again. Are you ready? Are you ready, old boy?
Oh, I don't know. We don't know what they're going to do yet.
I'm maybe going to
Oh my
slink
gosh,
over to
we've
where
got
the
to do
shields
something.
are.
We've got to do something. I don't know. I'm going to, and then I hide in my quarters.
What did you say Fidget was doing there?
I'm maybe going to slide over to where the shield controls are. Just
Good
make
idea.
sure that they're up and running.
Because they weren't, but now they are. So Fidget quickly switches the shields on, just in case. Because the captain hasn't actually ordered this. What is the captain? Is the captain ordering anything? Is the captain doing anything?
The captain is making a speech about how his father, a Hubris, told him that regrets were much worse than consequences. And he is basically just attempting to rouse Woof into war.
Oh dear. So, the Independent opens fire. So the defense of your ship is 8. The Independent is rolling 3 dice in an attempt to hit your ship with its blazers. That is the name of the energy weapons used by Flop. You also have handheld sidearm blazer pistols, but these are the big shipboard blazers. We have a 10, which is a direct hit. The blazer smashes straight into your shields. It does 2 points of damage. You have 3 points of shield. So your shields are down by 2/3 now. One more hit is going to go through your shields. What is everybody going to do?
I get Woof is going to very, very gingerly, with like shielding his eyes from his paw as it approaches the firing buttons. And he does just about make himself fire what weapons we have.
Okay, so you have got blazers, just like the Independent, and you have boson torpedoes. The torpedoes you have a limited supply of, but they do twice as much damage as the blazers, so it depends on how aggressive you're feeling, I guess.
He's just gone for the lasers.
Just the blazers. Okay, so the target number to hit the Independent is let's have a look. An 8. You're making a shooting check. You're very good at this. You have, I believe, 6 dice. Yes, 6 dice. And you only need to get 8. You're very, very good at this.
I've got a lot more than 8. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 21.
Okay, so the blazers rake across the Independent, and who was on the shields? I think Fidget was on the shields. You can see that the Independent shields are now down. You've taken down the Independent shields. Your shields are barely up. The Independents are down, and the Independent is now firing again. Just before you do that, Fidget, did you want to do anything? One of your abilities is you can pump up the shields.
Yeah, I'm going to pump up the shields. I'm going to be like, Captain, we've got 1 hit in us left before our shields are down. Their shields are already down. So if you want to think about board and think of that, and in the meantime, let's get a shield boost going.
So you don't need to make a roll. It's your special ability. You can just pump up the shields by 1 point. So your shields are now back up to 2 points, which will be enough to... And the Independent misses anyway. If the Independent had hit, that would have been enough to just about protect you from that blazer blast. But the Independent misses wildly It like shoots off into completely the wrong direction. Probably hits the planet below and destroys a small city block or something. I don't know. But it completely misses you. And that then means it is your go again. What are you doing?
Well, they're still firing at us, so they're getting another tentative laser shot. Can I aim this anywhere in particular? Can I try and take out their weapons, maybe?
You can try. You can certainly try. So you are going to lose 2 dice if you do that. But if you hit, you will take out their weapons. So instead of rolling 6, you'll be rolling 4 dice.
Seeing like Woof sort of putting their paw up, I will give Woof 2 karma points by patting him and being like, "You're a good dog, Wolf, and you're an even finer lieutenant."
Woof accepts this praise. You can see it.
You feel inspired by this.
I do.
So those 2 that the captain just gave you basically cancel out the 2 for taking that shot of it. So you're just rolling your flat 6 dice.
That is 25.
Wow. The Independence weapon systems are down. The shields are down. The weapons are down.
I think we're safe now, Captain.
The comms unit comes up again. Captain Catch.
I think it's time we have a meeting. Don't you think so, Ketch?
It wasn't us. It was we're hostages.
Well, you should have said that earlier, boy.
You have to help. Then you hear a noise, and then it goes silent.
Well, I'm sure there's nothing to worry about there, but I would like to see what's going on in that ship. You think it would be prudent to board everyone?
We'll see.
Well, I mean, could we maybe yes, sure. Let me just get my cleaning fluids.
Wolf's definitely disconcerted after hearing the sounds over the phone, but he is prepared. He's prepared to board.
I think the phone, by the way, on the ship is probably like a Nokia 3310 or something. It's what the ship uses for communications. So you have 2 choices in order to board the other ship. You can take a shuttle, or you have translocators, which basically means you can beam over there. It's entirely up to you.
Well, I think we've got to go for the beams, right? I mean, yes, we've had the beam upgrade for quite a while now and not had the chance to use it. Excellent! And I assume that the beams are controlled by someone more technically competent. Or would I control the beams?
I think you probably have a specialist officer whose responsibility it is to operate the translocator beams.
Okay. Fidget, it's time to unleash the beams!
Let's go. Beams. Boom.
So the way translocator beams works is you can't beam through shields. Now you've taken down the independent shields, so you can beam onto the ship, no problem whatsoever. You will have to drop your own shields to do it though. However, most ships, including the independent, will also have little localized shields around like engineering and around the bridge, just so that bad guys can't beam straight onto the bridge or beam a bomb straight into engineering or something. So what really important locations on a ship you can't beam into when those mini shields are up. So you'll just be beaming anywhere else on the ship you want, but not engineering and not the bridge. So where would you like to beam to?
Where would be the most prudent location to beam, Fidget?
I feel like maybe beaming down onto one of the lower decks and working our way up might be a good idea, because they're not likely to have anything precious there, so we shouldn't be blocked by anything.
I like it.
Okay.
I wonder if it would be worth going into the kitchen, seeing if they do have any tacos.
Yes.
Is it really Mexican now? Or was that part a lie too?
Lieutenant Woof, were they lying about the Mexican food?
It's hard to tell.
I'll let you decide that, Matt. Were they or were they not?
I'm going to say I couldn't tell. I'm going to hold. There is hope of tacos. I'm not going to crush that hope.
Good
We
grief.
might find burritos.
This is like Schrodinger's cat. I don't know if the burritos were there to start with. Well,
Schrodinger's burrito.
Schrodinger's burrito, a famous science concept. Science.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we're going for the kitchens, are we?
Yes. I mean, I don't suppose that they'd keep anything of value in the kitchens beyond the burritos, would they? So hopefully it fits in within Fidget's plan. What do you guys say?
Let's go find us some burritos, boys.
So, Fidget, let's see how well you can aim with the translocator beam.
Right, okay. What am I rolling?
So you are rolling, it'll be an engineering check again, so 6 dice. Your target for this, it is quite difficult. You are going to need a 20 to land in the kitchens. If you roll less than 20, you will end up on the ship, but you will end up in the wrong place.
I will give Fidget 2 karma points.
Okay.
And I'll be like, you'll get us those burritos, Fidget.
Right. Okay. Okay, it's looking a bit rough.
But we're rolling 8 dice now, I think, aren't we? With those 2 karma
I'm
points.
gonna have to roll 1 extra because I don't have I don't have 8. 5, 7, 10, 16, and I'll roll 1 more. 19.
19.
So close.
I'll give you 1 more karma point.
How many karma points have you got left now?
I've got 7 left now.
Okay.
21.
For anyone, you did it. You were going to all appear in the loos, in the toilets, which would not have been a great place to arrive. However, at the last second, you did realise, wait, I forgot to carry the 6. We calculated the coordinates.
We've established my math isn't amazing, all right?
And you materialise in the kitchens. So, standing in the kitchen, you can see a large, hulking individual, heavily muscled, with short cropped hair, looks human-ish, but just kind of a bit bigger than any human could really be. Sort of like, Dwayne Johnson or something like that. Just bigger than any human could possibly be. So this person is wearing, you can see them from behind, so you can't see their face, but is wearing what appears to be a uniform. But the uniform is kind of a bit old-fashioned. It's not like a modern, you wear these like slick, shiny jumpsuits or something. This is like 100 years old, this uniform. It's kind of like a jacket and and that person is digging through a box of burritos.
Yes. They have them.
They were real all along. Hubris wipes a single tear from his eye.
Mission accomplished. Priorities.
Can I say to Lieutenant Woof, who I believe has a good knowledge on a sense of style of maybe if he recognizes when or where this uniform comes from?
Fashion. Your style focus is fashion. You probably would be able to. Would you like to make a quick roll there, Lieutenant Woof?
Sure.
See if you can recognise this uniform.
So that's 18.
You do recognise the uniform. This is the uniform of a illegal group of super soldiers from a century ago. These super soldiers were created for some war by Flop. The war was won, and Flop kind of disowned the super soldiers. To your knowledge, no one heard of them ever again. But this was 100 years ago, probably before any of you guys were born. So it's all history book stuff.
I'll whisper to Captain Hubris as best I can. So it's the super floppers. They're back somehow.
The super floppers? Well, I say, yes, a most terrible lot, and I'll talk about how dastardly they are, even though I know nothing about them.
Super floppers.
Yes, the super floppers.
Okay. The super flopper, for that is what they are now called, finishes the burrito and turns around. So you can see it's like a 7-foot tall man, a scar down the side of his face, dressed in a uniform with a blazer rifle slung across his his back. His like muscles are like as big as your torsos. He's enormous. He's like clearly superhuman in some way. And he finishes the last burrito. He looks up and goes, "What? Who are you?" And his hand goes towards his blazer rifle.
Hold up there, son. You don't look very well at all. What are you even doing here? Whose burritos are these? Doctor, check this man over. He seems unwell.
But
Yes,
the doctor said the eels would have you all.
Let me check
How
your
did
temperature.
you escape the eels?
Please, let me check your temperature.
He steps
And I
back.
take out... Please, sit down. We must check that you are fit to have had these burritos. Please, open your mouth. Let me put in the thermometer. Okay.
He points his blazer rifle at you and says, "Get away from me!"
No, this is terrible. You are 1 degree too high. Do you know what sorts of terrible illnesses result in you being 1 degree too high?
Illness?
Yes, you could be ill.
What? Tell me, what is wrong with me?
I mean, first, we are going to have to properly examine you. We will have to take you to the medical bay. We will have to take you for a full examination for an MRI.
What about the Duchess?
Oh, tell us
We
about...
must tell the Duchess.
Yes, take us to the Duchess.
Okay. She's on the bridge. Are you sure you're supposed to be here?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Can I use a persuasion check to be like, yes, well, I say a persuasion check, it's basically a deception check. And I'm like, yes, we heard that there was some unclassified burritos in this area, and that there may be a sickness, a terrible sickness. Fitzpwa, tell them about the sickness.
Talking crap is the thing that you are best at.
It is, I'm very proud of that.
Looking at your stats here, you're not actually good at anything, but you are good at pretending to be good at it.
All you need.
So you're actually rolling 7 dice for that. You've got a style of 5, and you have the persuasion focus. You've got 7 dice to roll for that. And this super soldier is not the brightest. He's not going to be hard to deceive.
All right, I'll give it a shot. That's a 27.
Blimey. That's such a good roll that not only have you convinced him that he's ill, he's actually feeling the symptoms. He's basically convinced himself that he's ill. He's starting to sort of waver a bit. He's perspiring, sweat running down his face, and his eyes are sort of slightly out of focus, and his speech is a little bit slurred. I don't feel well. What is wrong with me?
It could have been anything. It could have been something in the burritos.
The burritos! He glares at the box of burritos, then points his blazer rifle at the burritos and pulls the trigger. Disintegrating the entire collection of burritos. The good side of that is they are kind of flash cooked just before they're disintegrated, and the entire kitchen now smells delicious aroma of delicious burritos. But sadly, the burritos are no more.
Well, let's go home.
We're done here.
I try to not reveal my true sadness because honestly, the burritos were giving me my only purpose in life. And now without the burritos, I just do not know. No, there's no reason. That's it.
The super soldier sits down heavily on a chair. I'm too weak to even move now. What's happened to me? Am I dying?
I'm so sorry, son. I'm sure that you've done a good service, but yes, no, you should be looked at, and you should tell the others. You should tell the others about the terrible sickness that was contained within the burritos.
I was at the Battle of Nevada 4, you know.
Oh, the Battle of... do I know? I mean, it doesn't really matter if I know, because I'm just going to pretend I do anyway.
It was like 100 years ago. It was, it was like... It's like the equivalent of, Admiral Nelson or something talking about his battles. It's like stuff that you've maybe heard about in a history book, but you probably don't know much about it unless you're a history buff.
Mm-hmm. Yes, my father was definitely at that battle, and his father's father. It was a sad time for everyone. You've done good work, son. Let's just take you to the medical bay now.
Yes. Take me to the medical bay.
Please, Fitzpwa, help this poor, really ill man up.
I help him gingerly, putting on gloves before I do so.
He's quite sweaty.
Please, stand up, and I bring out a little hand cloth and give it a little mop, and then please help me pick you up. Okay, lead the way to the medical bay. Let us go there together so that I can give you a proper, thorough examination and try to make you better.
So, do you want to make a quick smarts check to navigate to the medical bay? You probably know the general layout of flop ships. You generally know where the medical bay probably is. So you can add your medicine in there.
10... 20.
Yeah, you know exactly where it is. So you jump into Turbo Lift 7. You hit the correct the correct button. The turbo lift. It's called a turbo lift, but it moves really, really, really slowly. And you're just standing there with this super soldier being forced to make awkward small talk with him for about, it feels like an eternity. And there's this really, really, really dreary lift music playing as well. Really tinny, dreary lift music playing.
Woof is just nodding away.
Are you all going, or is it just the doctor?
Well, it depends, because we got a couple of options here. We could split up. Basically, a couple of us go with the super soldier to keep him kind of placated, and then the others go off into the other part where the Duchess is.
Nothing ever bad happened when people split the party.
Oh no, that's true. Splitting the party is always the best idea, and nothing bad has ever happened in the history of tabletop games. But yeah, I suppose yes, the captain would order everyone to go to the medical bay. And sort of as we're going, encourage like Fidget and Woof to kind of be scouting the ship for weaknesses, and anything that kind of might help us in the location and who our enemy is. I implore them both to know thine enemy, know them. And,
I told you, Captain, they're the super floppers. We've been over this.
So the interesting thing you notice is that the ship's almost deserted as you travel towards the medical bay. Normally, you would expect crew members to be moving up and down. It'd be quite crowded. A ship this size has a crew of about 500. You'd be running into engineers and pilots and chefs and everyone that's needed to run a ship. There's about 500 of them. You're walking through empty corridors. You can't see in through a couple of doorways, and you're seeing empty rooms. There's a science lab as you pass it. This is a science ship. There's a science lab. It's empty. There's no one in there. Normally, that would be teeming with scientists working hard.
Can I maybe try and sniff out where people might be?
You absolutely can. That would be a smarts check.
Okay. Oh, I'm not good at smarts.
No.
Do I get any bonus for my...
I'll give you an extra dice because you are a dog.
I am a dog.
You are a dog.
Good
Okay.
boy.
Such a good boy.
The finest boy.
Only a
The
7.
woofiest boy.
Unfortunately, all you can smell is burrito. Somehow, that burrito smell got into the air conditioning system. And it's now being pumped through the entire ship. And where you probably would normally be able to track where people have been, all you can smell anywhere you go now is burrito.
Could be worse.
There are worse things to smell, to be fair.
Every cloud, you know.
Yeah.
Yes, Hubris is tormented by the burrito smell. He just really wanted a burrito. It's been a long day.
It's a sad, sad, sad day. So, you make it to the medical bay. And when you get there, you find that the medical bay is also deserted, apart from one patient lying on a bed. The patient is, let's say, a turtle, humanoid turtle, like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, half shell and everything, lying on, but in a flock uniform, lying on one of the beds. Looks to be just about conscious, but a little delirious.
So is the turtle in a standard flop uniform or a super flop uniform?
A standard flop uniform, yeah.
Okay.
With the FSS Independence logo on it. So as you enter, the turtle looks over and he's like, "Doctor?"
Catch.
"Doctor? Is that you? I can't see."
Yes, it is me.
"Oh wait, I can see. I have my eyes closed." Phew! That was close. Will I live, Doctor? Will I live? Tell me I'll live. I have so much to do.
You will live for some time and then you will die. Sometime. I guarantee it. I swear that you will die.
When? I haven't even finished my novel yet.
Well, have you heard of NaNoWriMo? There's no time like the present. Just start writing your novel.
So this turtle isn't as ill as he first looked. And there's something wrong with him, but he's not on deathbed. And he sits up on the bed and kind of looks around. And he's, where is everybody? Oh no! I remember. It was the. Then he sees the super soldier, and he just sort of like
rest for a moment. We're just going to take care of this fellow, and I help the soldier onto a bed.
No! He's pointing at the soldier now. It was them.
Relax.
They took the ship. They took everyone prisoner.
Can I go over to the guy freaking out and like kind of shake him by the shoulders a little bit, and while I'm looking at him being like, "No, nothing happened," I'm like, "Yes, we know," to get him to kind of.
He looks you right in the eyes, and you can see his eyes are full of terror. He's so scared, and he looks at you and says, "Are you here to rescue us?"
We're not here to rescue you. You're not in danger. It's okay.
I'm not in danger?
No, things are fine.
I'm gonna have him make a smart check to see if he picks up on the winking. So, oh my.
Not very smart.
He's not very smart at all. Yeah. I think probably, to the turtle people, winking probably means something entirely different. To the turtle people, winking means You're in deadly danger. Run for it right now. Says like that.
So much lost in translation there.
I'm only a regular human engineer. What can I do?
He tumbles backwards off the bed. Terrified, trying to scramble backwards. Tumbles backwards off the bed. Rolls across the floor.
Can I see if there's any short-term sedative that I could give?
There is almost certainly some sort of short-term sedative. Do you want to make a quick medicine check? 7 dice. You will almost certainly find something.
I have 12, 15, another 9, 24, 28.
20. Yes. You not only find some short-term sedative, like a ninja, you grab the sedative and you flick it across the room, the needle across the room, and it injects the turtle in the arm perfectly, with perfect aim from across the other side of the room. You do it so casually, like, you know, you do this all the time. And the turtle kind of looks at it, he looks back at you, he looks at the needle sticking out of his arm, and he goes, "Ah, I see flowers. Hello. I love you."
Woof goes up and hugs him.
Oh, and he gives you a big hug back. He's the sedative worked. He's not just calm, he's also very, very happy now. And he sits down calmly. He's, what's your name? He's talking to Woof there as you hug him.
Oh, hi, friend. I'm Waffles.
I like your ears.
I like my ears too.
Oh, did they stick up?
You betcha.
Oh, and you got a waggy tail.
Oh, I do. What was going on here exactly?
Oh, well, it's Mexican night.
You're not.
Oh, I'm going to have burritos. I can't wait for the burritos. They're in the kitchen, I hear. Probably waiting for me right now. Oh.
Woof gives a panicked look at the others and then turns back and tries to pretend everything's cool.
Make a style check. Let's see if you can style that through.
That's 8.
He said, Why did you look like that? Did something happen to the burritos? Did you eat the burritos?
I certainly did not.
Burrito? It's Mexican night, you know.
I had heard.
Burritos were terrible, and the burritos had some terrible infection. They had to be destroyed. And look at our friend who is so ill. Please, friend, get onto the bed. And I helped the super soldier onto the bed.
Okay.
Who has hopefully not been too distracted by all of this, and tried to find out a way to send the super soldier to sleep.
What, the same sort of way, I guess. Another injection, another medicine check?
Possibly in a less pleasant way.
What, I didn't shoot him? What do you mean?
Oh, no, I just meant...
2 syringes.
A different syringe. Okay.
A syringe with a bigger point.
Right, okay. Make another medicine check there. We'll see how that goes.
Fetch the super syringe. It's larger than the other syringes.
Oh my gosh, I rolled a lot of ones. 3, 5, 7, 17.
There's a lot of ones, but with that many dice, you still rolled really, really well. Okay, so you accomplished your goal. So your goal was to send him to sleep, but in a less pleasant way.
Basically, I'm trying to get the super soldier to not be a problem anymore, to kind of be permanently asleep for a while.
Okay. So he passes out blissfully on the hospital bed, and within moments he's snoring really loudly as well. I mean, this super soldier, when he snores, like all the beakers and all the things like that start shaking. It's like a little thunderstorm inside the med bay. You can barely even hear yourselves talk. It's so loud.
I'll turn back to the turtle and say, "Can you tell us where your friends are?"
Well, it was him. Well, not just him. Him and the others. They came on our ship. They were on the planet. And then they came on the ship. But before the ship, they were on the planet. But now they're on the ship.
I can't understand this, Captain.
I think what's happened here is that this man, the scary man, is pointing over. Presumably, this guy is just like the super soldier. The super flop's just knocked out, right? Like drooling.
Yeah.
This man came here and attacked these poor people.
Not just him.
Oh, how many are there, old boy?
There's 1, 2. What comes after 2?
3, old boy. How many? Just give me some hands. Tell me how many, roughly. Was it 10, 20, 100?
Yes.
100, you say?
No.
10,
Maybe
you say?
3.
3. We can handle 3. I say what we do is we leave these boys here, and then we go see the rest of the ship. Find the others.
I think they're in the brig.
Is there... Now the question is, do we try to communicate with them in advance, or do we just go in there, launch a sneak attack, make everything right?
I think that's up to you.
As you say, Captain, but first, I think what I must do is there's lots of untidy beakers, and while you're making your mind...
Yes, Fitzpwa, clean the beakers.
Definitely have a karma point back for that. And I think for your hug, I think Woof gets a karma point too. So, what is the plan?
So we have a number of super flops on board.
Somewhere between 1 and 100.
Somewhere between 1 and 100.
Maybe 3.
Nice exact. Would there be a place in the ship where there would be like CCTV? Like, is there a place where we can see where everything in the ship would be? Is that a sort of standard thing on the ship?
There's probably a security office where ship security is normally based.
So I say we leave the super soldier here. He's knocked out. We lock him in. We take our turtle friend with us on a stretcher so he doesn't wake up trapped with a super killing machine. and we go and try and just get visibility on the ship, and then we decide what to do.
Okay. So you're going to need to navigate to the security section. I'm not going to make you make a dice roll for that, so it takes you about 10 minutes. You wind your way through different corridors. You go. Most of that 10 minutes is just in the lift, to be fair. As it very, very slowly ascends. It's only like 2 decks it has to go up, but it takes 10 minutes playing the most horrible lift music you can imagine.
Woof starts howling along to it.
and even worse, by the time you leave the lift, that music is in your head and you can't shake it. I can't actually tell which of you is making that noise. Is that you, Bez?
Oh, the humanity! The humanity!
You do make it to the security section. Security section, there has been some kind of scuffle here. You can see on the walls, you can see burn marks from blazer pistols. You can see at least one of the security monitors has been blasted to pieces. And you can see, lying on the floor, a security officer in a flop uniform, clearly having shuffled off this mortal coil. Lying there on the floor with a big burn mark on his chest. But apart from that, the security equipment does appear to be operational.
Fidget, do you want to take a look? and present the sort of what's presumably some sort of dashboard to them.
I'm gonna take a look at the broken one and be like, well, that's Dunzo's. We're not getting any info out of that, but let's see what we've got remaining and see if I can switch between any of these cameras.
Okay, so let's make an engineering check.
So that's 6 again, isn't it?
You only need a 10, it's not hard.
2, 4, 6, 12, 13.
Yeah. So you flick through various cameras and you get different camera feeds of different parts of the ship. Most of the ship is empty. Sometimes you see empty corridors and you can see like the mess hall is empty. You get a camera on the kitchen where you came from and you can just see a smoking pile of ex-burritos, just smoke just drifting up there. When you get to the brig, you can see that there's quite a lot of people crammed into the brig. And there's 2 super soldiers outside the brig. The people in the brig look like it's the Independence crew. The 2 super soldiers are on guard, but they don't appear to be paying a lot of attention. In fact, they appear to be playing some kind of dice game. When you get to the bridge, this is where it gets interesting. Because you see on the bridge 2 super soldiers. One of them is a hulking brute, like the one that you just saw. The other one is a woman, not quite as big. She has a blazer rifle. Her uniform appears different to the other super soldiers and has a big sort of emblem on it that looks like maybe it's some kind of rank insignia, perhaps. It looks like from the way she's standing, she's in charge. And you can see what you would probably guess to be Captain Ketch slumped over a console. You can't tell from here whether Ketch is dead or stunned. It's impossible to tell, but not looking well. So it looks like this super soldier has control of the bridge.
Okay. All right. Well, Captain, it seems as though we've got a lot of our independent crew stuck down in the brig with two soldiers not paying too much attention. Maybe we should go there first, see if we can beam anyone back to our ship, but it's up to you.
You're right, Fidget. The safety of these poor people trapped within the brig is now personally my concern. We must do whatever it takes to save them. Now I say...
what a hero you are.
I come from a long line of heroes, Morrus. You see, it's the way it is. And, yes, now, I'm going to be blunt. Even though I am incredibly brave and courageous, I don't think that I could take one of these dastardly super soldiers on my own. I think what we need is a distraction. We need to remove them from the brig, and we need to get everyone on the brig beamed up back to our ship. What do you say? We need a distraction. Is there an intercom device of any kind in the security room? Something sort of almost like, in a shop where they're like, could Tom come to aisle 3, please? But like some sort of
in fact, that's exactly what it is. And you have to say it in that voice as well.
All right, absolutely.
In that voice.
Tom to aisle 3.
Yeah.
And we'd assume, the captain is, I know this is shocking, but he is a little bit of a grifter. Could I do an impression of the soldier that we've kind of left in the med bay?
Style check. You don't have bluffing, so it's just a straight style check, but it's still 5 dice. It's still pretty good.
Okay, so I will pretend this is in the voice of the soldier, but in the spirit of the game, I shall do it as the voice of Doris, the person at the shop. and
maybe that's what one of the soldiers sounds like.
Maybe it is what they sound like.
Just protocol.
It's just protocol. They know it's actually their secret language.
They all put on accents on the intercom just so that they wouldn't be easily, bluffed.
Absolutely. These are super soldiers. They've got like advanced methods we can barely conceive of. So yeah,
So they probably just think that's what non-super soldiers sound like.
So I'll get the intercom, and I'll just say, "Hello, incoming, incoming. The burritos appear to be ready. They're getting cold, though."
On the monitor, you see the two soldiers at the brig. They both look up and look around, and then they speak to each other. You can't hear what they're saying, but they speak to each other. And one of them nods and then leaves the brig. The other one is still there.
Well, to the brig then.
I was just wondering, is there any way we can open the brig from here?
That would be a computers, a smarts check with computers, I think. It's not engineering so much. It's not physical, sort of mechanical type stuff. But has anyone got computers?
I'm not the dog for this.
Captain has computers.
Oh, do I? Just not very good computers.
Yeah.
I mean, this would be if we wanted to. We would be kind of pitting the crew against this one super soldier. There might be
true.
Collateral.
And the super soldier does have a big blazer rifle and the crew does not.
And then, okay, so I'm going to go on the intercom again, and I'll be like, "Incoming, incoming. Have you seen how many burritos we have? Not even one person could take all those burritos. We don't want another burrito incident. Please, please, help us."
Are you making sure this only goes off down by the...
That's a 25.
Right, you do it. The other soldier looks around and he just shrugs. He glances at the brig. It's locked. They're not going anywhere. Glances down at his dice. Yeah. And then disappears off in the direction of the kitchen.
All right, shall we move to the brig?
So it's two decks down. You're going to need to take the lift again.
That cursed lift.
You get to the lift and you press the button, and then you stand there waiting for the lift to arrive. And you can see it's on deck number 14 at the moment, and you're on deck 8, so it's like 14, 13. It's so slow. It's taking like a minute per deck. It's really, really slow.
Fidget is living up to their namesake right now. And
how do people live like this? How?
Must love it every second.
It is marked turbo lift as well, which is just highly ironic.
I mean, really, people will just slap the turbo label on anything nowadays. It's just like vintage technology. No! God, they know it needs to be at least 35 years old.
Yes.
These lifts have fuel injection. So, finally...
Could you do anything to the lift? Massage it into a better speed.
I could maybe see if I could pop the top hatch and see if I can override it.
You could certainly try that. Yeah, okay. That will be engineering.
Okay. 5, 10, 16, 25, 31.
Wow.
So you pop open a panel and you find that the lift actually has a switch, a dial. At one end of the dial, it says leisurely. In the middle of the dial, it says normal. And to the right of the dial, it says ludicrous.
Oh, we going ludicrous, baby. Let's crank that. Like, I'm secretly very amused because they've surely gotten used to this leisurely pace, and now I'm about to crank it to ludicrous.
Okay, so you switch the... Oh no. So you switch the lift to ludicrous. And then you hit the button, and basically it just feels like the bottom has just like dropped out of the floor of the world or something, and the lift just plummets downwards, but not at like the speed that something would normally fall, like the speed of gravity, like 10 meters per second, whatever it is. You know, it's being powered downwards so fast that all of you are flung upwards against the ceiling, the roof of the lift.
Just holding on to the corners around the hatch, like.
Now, the bad news is each of you takes 1 point of damage.
All right. Maybe
So I think it's
Ludicrous was a bad idea.
The first damage anyone's taken so far in this game. And you're basically plastered against the top of the lift before it slams to a stop, really, really suddenly, with a massive crash, and you all go down to the ground again and just kind of lie there in a heap, big entangled arms and legs and tails and ears and everything just everywhere, and like around your head you can just see little stars go. And you all just lie there going, oh.
Again!
As Doctor, can I sort of tell how many hit points people have visually?
Yeah, I don't see why not. Do people? Have you got your character sheets in front of you there? I haven't got them right here.
Mm-hmm.
Fidget has 3. The captain has 2. The Doctor has 2, and Woof has 4.
Okay, if I can, I will spend... Maybe I will take a minute to heal up the Fidget and the captain.
Okay.
So
they each get a health back. You whip out your medical bag. You stick a needle in them. You bind up a couple of injuries with
even though I shouldn't do this, I'm coming to your aid once again, Fidget.
Hey, you asked me to speed up the elevator. I sped up the elevator.
I mean, that's...
You didn't say by how much.
No lie detected there. That is entirely true. So you are now on the brig deck. The elevator doors open. There's a short corridor and then a big sort of metal door with sort of like those yellow and black kind of hazard stripes on it and the word brig and a couple of little red flashing lights at the top. What are you going to do?
Well, the captain's going to go into stealth mode. So, basically just kind of, sneaking in, trying to get into the brig,
Right,
not panic anyone.
Straight out of a cartoon with those like really big long steps.
Yes.
Okay. Are you all going to try and sneak up to the brig, or?
I'll follow the captain's lead.
I'll follow the captain's lead.
Okay, let's have everyone make a moves check then. I don't think anybody's got stealth, so it's just a straight moves check. 10 is your target.
Ooh, 11.
Just
12.
12.
15.
I think we've got some bad news coming now, haven't we? I can tell from that face.
I rolled a 6.
Do you have karma? You can use if you like, or you can go with the 6.
I'm gonna go with the 6. I want to see the chaos that happens.
You see, the problem is, there is a cleaning bucket with a mop in it in the corridor, and you were so busy being so careful not to make any noise, you didn't notice that you stepped right in that cleaning bucket, went backwards, head over heels. The cleaning bucket went flying and crashed down with a massive clang, knocked open a cupboard, which emptied an entire cupboard full of cleaning supplies out onto the floor, and they're all made of metal for some reason, with a massive clanging sound. Basically alerting anyone within about 100 yards to your presence.
All right. Well, I mean, Doctor will be happy. There's lots of cleaning supplies around.
But it's such a waste, all the cleaning fluids. How could you do this, Fidget? Wasting the cleaning fluids.
You hear a shout from down the corridor, and then heavy footsteps.
The captain looks very like haughty and in control for a moment, then just shouts, "Run!" And just
you do have laser pistols if you should feel the need to use them, or you can run, of course. Yeah. but you are armed. I will point out that you do have weapons.
Yeah, the captain just starts running, and he also just shouts, "Permission to use blazers activated!" and just kind of like runs in.
Rounding the corner, one of the super soldiers from the brig, he got halfway to the kitchen, heard the commotion, and came back. He skids round the corner, you know, like they do in cartoons, where you just see them like there's the corner, and then they skid into view, just in control, skids round the corner, sees you, and shouts, "Stop!" and starts running towards you. He's probably about, I don't know, 40 or 50 yards away from you at the moment. It's a long corridor. You're all in the corridor as this enormous super soldier runs towards you.
I'm going to start pelting for the brig, basically intending to kind of lock us in the brig away from him.
All right.
It's my extremely wise decision there. So I will just shout, "To the brig! Permission to kill activated." Yeah.
I'm gonna seize on the fact that was permission rather than an order. And continue running.
Okay. So that's Woof heading to the brig. The Doctor, what are you doing?
I am also heading to the brig, and I pull out my little laser pistol just in case.
Okay. And what is Fidget doing?
So which side of this menagerie of cleaning supplies have I ended up on? Am I on the same side as the super soldier, or am I across from him?
Tell you what, roll a dice. If you roll an even, you're on the same side as the soldier. If you roll an odd, you're on the other side.
All right, okay. Oh, well, we rolled an even, so we're on the same side.
Okay, then.
Deciding that running might be a bad idea if I can't get past a bucket and a mop. I'm going to pull out my gun.
Okay. Are you taking a shot?
I'm taking a shot.
Do it. Okay, so what is your shooting ability? Are you Fidget? Oh, you're good at this. 4.
4. Right. "13.
13 is a hit, straight in the chest. So a blazer pistol does 2 points of damage. Strikes the soldier in the chest. He stops, staggers back a bit, and he's got a big smoking hole in his uniform. And you can see he's being burnt, and you can see he's obviously injured, but you haven't taken him down. You feel like maybe another shot would do it, maybe. He looks angry now, though, and he pulls his rifle and fires back at you.
Okay.
Which I think sounds fair.
Yeah, that's I'll probably ask for that.
What is your defense? Do you have that?
It does not say on my doodah.
How did I do that? So it's 3 times your moves. So 6, and the minimum it could be is 8. So it's 8 is your defense. Good.
Okay.
And he's rolling 4 dice. He's rolled a 10. He's hit you with his rifle. His rifle does 3 damage.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how much health you had left. I don't recall.
4, I think, after
4.
the doctor healed me up.
Okay, so you're down to 1 health. So that's quite a nasty wound. It probably caught you in the shoulder and spun you right round, and probably hurts like hell.
Right. Okay. Yep, that hurts.
Okay, I think the other guys, you've reached the doorway to the brig. Only discovered, it being a brig and all, it's locked.
Of course.
So you're at the brig, hammering at the door. It's locked. What are you going to do?
Change of plan. Activate
kill mode. You can hear gunshots going from behind you.
Okay, is there a keypad beside it?
There is.
Okay, I tried to use my smarts to hack into the keypad.
Okay.
And obviously giving it a quick wipe before I do so, before I touch anything. And I am going to use 2 of my things to roll 2 more dice.
Okay.
Oh, that's not very good, but 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 2 is like, I'm going to use 1 more for measure. 22.
Okay, so I guess your strategy is a 4-digit access code, and your strategy is to start at 0000 and then work your way up to 9999. So, what did you say you rolled?
M22.
22. Luckily, the access code is 0004. Fortunately. So, the big brig doors, and they're big, heavy metal doors. Not heavy metal like, guitars and stuff. Heavy metal as titanium or something. Slide aside, and it's like dramatic. There's smoke and everything as they slide aside to reveal like the brig, which is a large sort of hexagonal room with like a table in the center where the two soldiers have been playing dice, and then there's just kind of like big sort of force field cells around the edge of the hexagon, and each of them's crammed with a few dozen crew members. What next?
So I'll direct the doctor to the doctor to come in with the crew. Presumably Fidget is still left away from the rest of us, having just been wounded.
Yes, we're going to find out what happens to Fidget in a second.
And I will just say, Woof, you're a good boy, and I think it's time to party. And party means kill everything, Woof. Please kill everything.
Woof looks torn, but he sees, Fidget isn't with them, and feels the need to go and protect the group.
Okay.
And that allows him to overcome his fears and run back out the door blasting.
Well, Woof is very good at this. So, what are you doing? Charging hand to hand, or are you shooting?
He's going to charge out shooting for now.
Okay. Open fire. I believe you have 6 dice.
Yeah. That is 21.
Ooh, easy hit. So that's another 2 damage. Combined with the damage that Fidget has already done to the soldier, he had 4 health, and you've done 2 damage each. The soldier stops. He looks down at the big hole in his chest. He goes, "What? Whoa!" And then just topples over backwards. And just lies there, just flat in the corridor, just stock still.
Wolf met his eyes of his chest. As he staggers backwards. Their eyes connect, and Wolf is struck with a horrible pang of guilt.
Unfortunately, there were 2 soldiers, as you recall. The next one is just coming round the corner. Fidget.
Right, so he's going to be coming around the corner where I'm at. Can I shove him into the ludicrously speedy elevator and just shoot him up to the top deck?
Yes, you can. So let's have a brawn check.
I will give you two karma. I will somehow psychically know that this is what you intend to do.
So what sort of encouragement are you shouting?
I'll say, Fidget, I trust no one better to shove someone into a moving elevator. You're excellent at it. You're great with elevators. We got really crazy earlier. It was ludicrous. And that amazes me. I love it. Do it. Do your job well.
So this will also count as brawling, I think, Fidget. So that'll be 5 dice.
Yep.
From your brawn crystal brawling, plus another 2 from the captain. So that's 7 dice.
All 7. Let's go.
And I think this is going to be opposed by the soldier's brawn, or 4 dice. Oh no, he's got brawling as well. He's rolling 6 dice. You're rolling 7. It's going to be close. I can't count any better than you can.
It's okay. 15, 18.
18 as well. I think we're going to have a roll off. Just roll a d6.
1.
I got a 2.
Oof. Can I wait it? Can I give?
You can add more karma.
I
more. Yeah.
I'll add one more karma, and I will do.
Okay.
I will do this by shouting to the super soldier, "Watch the burritos!" making him stumble slightly.
Okay. So to your 18, it doesn't make any difference because he rolled 18 as well, so it's going to be 19 or more, whatever you roll.
Right.
You shove him into the elevator, hit the switch. And the elevator immediately ascends at ludicrous speed. I suppose he went for the top deck, which is like 30 decks away.
Yeah.
So he's got plenty of time to get smashed about. You hear him, you sort of, ah! And then his voice just kind of fades off as it gets further away. Ah! Unfortunately, on the Independent, they forgot to put the safeguards in for ludicrous speed. And if you go to the top or bottom deck at ludicrous speed, it doesn't stop. So the elevator bursts through the ship's hull, containing a super soldier, and blasts out into space, into interstellar space. And looking through a convenient porthole, you can just see this elevator just disappearing off into the distance. You can't hear the super soldier anymore, but yeah, I'm sure he's not very happy about it.
That's how I want to go.
That was very cool, very cool. I think you get a karma point for that. 'Cause that was
Problem
very,
solved. Now we got to take the stairs.
Okay, so you're in the brig. The crew are all sort of like pushed up against the force fields, sort of like calling out to you. You can't hear them because they're soundproof, so they're sort of calling out to you. Clearly pointing towards the brig controls in the center of the room.
I will observe them haughtily, as a cat does, just kind of tilting my head for a moment, mildly amused by it, and then say, "Fear not, fine space crew. We are here to rescue you. Me, Captain Hubris of the Hubris line."
Why don't I just give you a big grin and put 2 thumbs up?
Yes, I'm happy to see me too. And I will, and I assume that they are gesturing toward controls that are near the cells.
Yeah.
I will press the buttons on the keypad.
So luckily the buttons are fairly simple. There's a purple one and an orange one.
Mm-hmm.
Which one do you press?
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. So that's purple.
I give it a quick clean just before the captain's
So the good news is the captain doesn't catch any viruses or bugs from pressing the button.
Very
The bad
impressive.
news is the computer voice that comes through the speakers saying, "Brig pacification measures activated." Hatches open up in the ceiling, and little turreted domes, like the tops of Dalek heads but upside down, come down through the ceiling and start spinning around and start tracking you. What are you going to do?
The wrong button, Captain.
I'm gonna press the other button.
So you would probably know that these things basically, they won't kill you, but they will stun you. And it's basically used in case people are breaking out of the brig or something like that. You can hit the emergency button and these things come down and just like stun everyone in the room and then ask questions later. It's basically how it works. So that's what these turrets are about to start doing.
I will do some kind of like rolling about commando style, trying to avoid them, and then I'll crop up and press the other button.
So the other button, when you press the other button, all of the force fields go down. The cells open, and all of the prisoners within let out a cheer and then make a rush for the door. However, the bridge pacification measures are in activation, and you're each going to get a shot taken at you. 1 each. So it's only rolling 3 dice, so it's not terrible, but let's start with, well, we'll just go in the order I've got you here. So Fidget first. Your defense is 8. Ooh, dear. Yeah, that is a hit. So you take 1 point of damage.
I think that means I'm at 0.
Okay. So in this game, when you hit 0, you don't die in Awfully Cheerful Engine. Basically, you get knocked out. When you get knocked out, you wake up 5 minutes later with 1 health.
Mhm.
So you'll be fine, but you are knocked out for 5 minutes.
Okay.
Okay. Next, we have the captain. Defense of 9. I have
Bitches.
rolled a 16. You take 1 point of damage, Captain.
Excellent. So yeah, I think I'm all right, but I will scream and I will be like, no! As I'm knocked out, basically just really making a big fuss about the 1 damage that I've taken despite my full health.
Right. The doctor with a defense of 15. Wow. Nimbly steps aside.
Yes.
You're so good at that. You probably did it in a really, really casual way as well. Made it look easy. Yeah. And finally, we have Lieutenant Woof with a defense of 12. And that is a 14. Lieutenant Woof takes 1 point of damage as well. So the prisoners are out. Are you going to talk to them? Are you going to say anything to them? Or...
We
I
are-
will immediately ask, how are you? How are you? I hope you're all well. Is everyone feeling okay? Have you been treated okay? Does anyone have a temperature?
They look around, they look at each other, they look at you, and then one of them steps forward. This lady is a doctor as well, clearly wearing a blue doctor's uniform with a little doctor symbol on it, and looks to be the same rank as you, Lieutenant, as well. And says, "Ah, a fellow doctor. What would you suggest we do in this situation? Do you think that a round of quasomatropam pills will do the trick?"
What are your symptoms?
Well, we have, and then she starts reading off like a big long list of really, really technical sounding words, which only you understand. Nobody else in the room understands what she's saying, but you understand them perfectly.
And, well, I recommend what I think would be right for the people, and I lead them to the med bay.
Okay. So the med bay's a deck away. It's gonna you have to go by stairs. Someone broke the lift.
Is someone having to carry me there? Just like,
Yeah. So probably takes sort of 5 or 10 minutes to get there. By the time you get there, Fidget is awake again, back at the med bay. There is actually equipment in the med bay where you could actually each heal up by 1 health, just by using various under the doctor's supervision, of course. You know, and you wouldn't want to just start picking up syringes and injecting yourself at random, because you never know what you get. But the doctor will make sure you use the right ones. So you each get a health back in the med bay. Numerous prisoners are treated for minor cuts and wounds and things like that, but no one's seriously injured. And
It's
they're
a
all very
pleasure to
grateful.
be working with a fellow doctor. Thank you, thank you.
So they're all super, super, super grateful, having been rescued. And the doctor says, well, she's clearly taking command as a prisoner. She's the highest rank now. What's the plan now? Are we going to try and fight the rest of the soldiers? Oh, you're going to fight the rest of the soldiers. Excellent idea. Yes, brilliant idea. And you're going to beam us to safety on your ship. What an excellent plan. Well, okay, to the translocator rooms then.
Yes,
And
yes.
with that, she starts leading the prisoners to the teleporter rooms.
Yes, I came up with that plan myself.
So it probably would take about half an hour to beam everyone back to the ship, assuming that's what you're doing. Are you doing that? Or are you going to force them to stay and fight with you?
I think we should beam everyone back. And is there a way that I can contact Flop Command? Like, do I have like a button that kind of beams me back to the Admiral or something? Not beams me back, but sort of gets me in touch with the Admiral.
You could, but there'd be like at this distance a half-hour delay on the conversation.
Okay. Yeah, and they probably don't even have their own like distortion machine for me to add over the top of it to make it nice and.
Fidget could probably engineer you a quick little static machine.
Yeah, they're
It's just me
standard.
rubbing two balloons together.
That's exactly what they were using on the bridge. I mean, if it works.
What is this alien technology? Yeah. Yeah, let's get everyone beamed back onto the ship. And I would ask the doctor, not that it's any worry, as we are wonderfully powerful, but how many soldiers were there exactly?
I counted 4.
4, right.
One of them is clearly in charge. She calls herself the Duchess Ali Khan.
Yes, clearly thinks quite highly of herself.
Yeah, she's clearly the leader, and there's, from what they were saying, I think there's more down on the planet. They were talking about having been abandoned there 100 years ago or some such nonsense. I mean, who'd believe such a thing?
Can I do like a brains check with my considerable intelligence? Like, do I know any details about what actually happened to these super soldiers?
Sure, make a check.
Okay. I'll just double check
Oh, you
how
already
many
got
brains.
2.
Got 2 smarts.
You're not smart.
I'm not
Smart's
smart.
better than 1.
That's a mighty 6.
I mean, you get it completely confused with some weird fairy tale about something else entirely. I mean, you're like, yeah, there was this ice queen, and it was snowing eternally, or something. That's what you got.
And it's really important not to eat the pies. Don't eat the pies; they're cursed.
What's
so
that, like,
you
this
know,
doesn't seem right.
you don't know. I mean, anyone else can try and make a check. Fidget's quite clever. The doctor's very clever with 5 dice.
Shall I have a ponder and see if I can think what's happened and look into the logs of what's happened 100 years ago?
Yep.
7, 10, 14.
Okay. So it was the 17th Rygelian War. About 100, 150 years ago. The war went on for ages. It was between Flop and the Rygelians. And the Rygelians were finally defeated after like a 20-year war. But the only way that Flop could beat the Rygelians were by making these super soldiers. But it was completely illegal. You're not supposed to make super soldiers. It's just against the rules. And it's terribly, terribly unsportsmanlike. So when the war was over, Flop had no need for these super soldiers and also needed to hide the evidence. And so what they did was they abandoned the super soldiers on this planet on Klaatu Barada 6. And then 100 years later, everyone basically forgot all about it until the Independent turned up to a science mission on this planet, ran across the super soldiers, who immediately seized the opportunity to steal the Independent and escape.
Well, Captain, I don't know if it's possible that we can call for backup and send a team to send this whole planet to hell.
I love it. Doctor just goes straight to the nuclear option.
That seems a bit extreme, doesn't it, Fitzpwa?
I mean, it just seems a bit icky and unclean. I just rather someone else did it.
So in
But
your
suddenly the intercom, the tannoy system, crackles into life, and you hear a voice. It's a female voice, kind of harsh with an edge to it. And it says, "You there, the Flop spies. You think you can foil my plans? You are dealing with the Duchess Ali Khan. I am cleverer than you, I am stronger than you, and I am faster than you, and I am way, way cooler than you. You cannot possibly defeat me."
I do a dramatic pause. I'm very good at getting sort of catty. I'm like, well, I can't say I've ever heard of you, dear.
Well, you'll have heard of me very soon, and so will the whole galaxy when I get my revenge on Flop for abandoning us all those years ago. But first, I'm gonna deal with you.
Well, she seems nice.
Well, you lady, you have sealed your doom. For we shall come for you in this ship, and we are no Flop spies. No, we are the crew of Captain Hubris. We are spies for no one, only heroes, space soldiers, finding new frontiers. I basically know the pitch, the pitch that I give sort of every year about the team, why we need the money, why we need the extra money, etc., etc. And as I'm doing so, I ask Fidget. I again gesture almost sort of psychically to Fidget to try and track where she is, where the Duchess is, from where the sort of intercom is coming in.
Okay. Fidget could do that easily. Make a quick engineering check. It's going to be very easy though.
23.
Yeah, so she's still on the bridge at the moment. She also says over the intercom, "You there, the doctor? Yes, you. In the doctor's uniform.
Yes.
Is your name Fitzpwa?
Indeed it is.
Of the Neptunian Fitzpwas?
Yes.
I think I knew your great-great-great-grandmother.
And what did you do with my great-great-great-great-grandmother?
We used to hang out at the Academy Bar. Long nights, drinking, playing Orcs and Oubliettes. You know that old role-playing game?
Oh, yeah, that's good.
Yes. Whatever happened to her?
Oh, well, she was seduced by Ted Jackson.
Ted Jackson! My mortal enemy! If only I'd known at the time. But still, I digress. These matters are 150 years ago. And what matters now is that I kill you all. So, wait there. I'll be down in a second.
No, you won't. Elevator's broken.
Boom!
Got him!
Good work, Fidget.
So it probably takes her about half an hour to get there.
Right, that means we've got a half-hour head start.
When
Let's
she
run.
arrives, she's slightly out of breath as well. Yeah. Did you want to make any preparations, given that you have so much time?
So the prisoners are being beamed back onto our ship. So I guess the question is, shall we fight her or shall we run away? Both are equally noble.
The last thing the other doctor says before she beams away is, "Well, you don't want to leave her with a flop starship, do you?"
No, that's true.
We're gonna be like, I hate to say it, Captain, but she does seem a bit dangerous.
Yes.
Isn't it? We're kind of supposed to do something about this kind of thing, aren't we? I mean, I don't like it any more than you.
Yes, the problem is, you see, Lieutenant Woof, is that we have had a couple of unmonitored kills, shall we say, in the past year or so. An awful lot of paperwork, you see. So I prefer to avoid it, but in this instance, if it has been, that she is a vengeful, dangerous psychopath who is intending to take this ship and murder everyone on board and then take it forth, then yes, perhaps killing would be the best idea. You're right, it's a good idea. So I guess we prepare our weapons. Is there anything...
Unless we want to, Captain, if I may be so bold, unless we want to beam onto our ship and destroy the Independent.
lot of paperwork. That could work. We could just go for her that way.
Could we maybe beam her onto our brig?
Could we like beam her back down onto the planet?
You could try. You'd have to get it onto a translocation pad.
Well, I'm ready for a fight. And I kind of very incompetently get my stun laser out.
You do like a little twirl and then like kind of fumble it and like.
I'm so cool. Right, okay. So, you're fighting then, are you?
Unless anyone has a better plan. Not that anyone has a better plan than me ever, but you know.
Well, because you have time and they're coming to you, you decide where you want to be.
You are the captain of our souls and hearts.
Thank you. I know, but thank you, Doctor. Thank you.
So yeah, you could be in the med bay. You could be anywhere you want. You could be positioned however you want.
And we've all got guns, right?
Yes. Yeah, you've all got blazer pistols.
So can we all like hide with our blazer pistols?
Mm-hmm.
And perhaps there should just be someone waiting behind the door to like knock her out when she comes in. Possible
Woof's
one.
on board.
Sorry.
Woof's on board.
Woof's on board. Okay.
Okay.
Put Woof on chief door knocking duty.
So Woof's hiding behind the door. Okay. Everybody else is. Are you staying in the med bay? Are you...
Yeah, we'll wait for her.
Okay.
I will crumple myself up into some shelves, knocking everything off the shelves, obviously, and sort of basically just sit there with my gun, ready, talking about how I'm definitely going to kill her and that I look forward to killing her while shaking.
And where are Fidget and Fitzpwa hiding? If you're hiding at all.
Shall I stand on like the other side of the door from Lieutenant Woof, and I've got my wrench ready.
Okay.
So just in case she needs 2 hits. She's a super soldier after all.
Yes.
Permission to activate the wrench, Fidget.
And bear in mind, she's not alone. She has another soldier with her.
That's all right. We've got a wrench.
Yeah.
So the first soldier is still knocked out long term on the bed.
The one in the sick bay there with you actually, isn't? Is that right? Yeah, in the sick bay with you. So yeah, completely knocked out. You're fine. You administered enough.
I hide
sedative
behind
for like
her
6
body.
hours or something. You're hiding behind the body. Okay, so everyone's basically hiding. That means everybody's making a dice roll.
All right.
So, and this is going to be against Duchess Ali Khan's smarts, and her smarts is 5, so she's rolling 5 dice. So I'll roll that first. So that's 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 18. Ooh, okay. You're going to make a moves check, and you need to beat 18 to not be seen by her. You do have karma. If anyone has, I don't think anyone has stealth actually, do you? No, no one's got stealth. So yeah. You can use as much karma as you wish.
10.
Use 1 karma.
Yeah,
That takes me to 19.
great. So she doesn't see you.
I used one karma. I'm down to 2 karma, and I rolled a 20.
Okay, she doesn't see you.
I have 3 karma left. I'm going to get rid of 1.
Okay.
And I'm on 14. I'm on 15.
Oh no.
I'm out of
That's
karma. And I am on 6.
Okay. And that then just leaves Fidget, I think.
I am going to use 5 karma, so I will have
Oh my
2
God.
karma left.
That's a lot of
Because
karma.
otherwise I'm rolling 2 dice, and I'm not gonna.
You're not going to get an 18 with 2 dice.
No, so I'm just gonna go all in. Right. Oh, okay. So let's see. Seven, 8, 9, 12. I'm at 18.
Just okay. So, all of you are well enough hidden that the Duchess and the remaining super soldier who was on the bridge with her stride into the sick bay without seeing any of you. You're gonna get a completely free round of attacks on them before anyone gets to do anything. You guys can do whatever you want.
Well, I
What are you
mean,
doing?
I think we've got to do the wrench opener, right?
Okay. Wrench first, is it? Okay.
All right, so that's just going to be 5 dice.
Yeah. I tell you now, her
14,
defense is 18.
I only make it to 16.
She ducks, and your wrench just clangs against the door and just reverberates with a massive, massive clang.
So
I
is
think Woof was on
attacking
the other
always
side.
a brawn, or is it
So-
different if it's projectile versus hitting?
Yeah, so a melee attack, a hand-to-hand attack, is always brawn. Brawn is basically how physical you are. It's not just strength, it's also kind of other things. A ranged attack is always moves.
Okay.
I think, Woof, you're on the other side of the door. Presumably, did you go at her as well, or the other soldier?
I was going to go at the other shoulder. The other soldier.
Other soldier,
A
yeah. Okay.
leaping, spinning tail attack.
Tail attack?
Uh-huh.
Oh, have you got those war beads in your tail? Is that how it works?
Yes, they're very pretty and deadly.
The deadly war beads, okay. Right then, so, where are we? Woof. Yeah, so you're rolling 6 dice there. The soldier's easier to hit than the Duchess's.
8, 9, 10, 17.
17 is a hit. So, it's not on your sheet actually here. You are going to be doing 2 points of damage unarmed, which is quite a lot unarmed. It's normally 1, but you're so good at it. So the soldier staggers back, and you've given him a sounding whack across the head with your tail, your war tail beats. And he staggers back, clearly his head's winging and his eyes just sort of like, whoa. That was a good solid hit. Okay, who's shooting?
As the soldier moves far enough away so that I won't accidentally hit Woof, I am going to aim and fire.
Okay.
8, 9.
9.
Yes.
Unfortunately, are you out of karma?
Yes, that was all my karma to stay hidden.
Captain, can you help?
Yes, I can give you 1 karma, leaving me with 1 karma.
9, 12.
Yes! Just! So that does 2 damage. The super soldier is flung backwards against the wall
Yes.
into the lift shaft, which is now empty, and plummets down the lift shaft. And basically you hear, ah! The Duchess just glances over her shoulder and just goes, you just can't get to starve these days. And I think that leaves the captain.
Right, so I'm going to attempt to shoot the Duchess.
Okay.
So I don't have very
18
good...
is what you need.
I'm not going to get that with my moves, but I will use my final karma and see if that does anything. So yeah, moves because it's long range, right? Okay, so 4 dice for me. Come on, guys. Do me good. Right. That is... Ooh. That is a 17.
Ooh, one
Just
short.
missed.
One short.
Again, she just steps aside, easily dodging your shot. And it is now the Duchess's turn. Who attacked her directly?
Me.
Is that you?
Yeah.
Okay, the Duchess is rolling 8 dice with a brawling attack. And if she hits, she'll do 2 damage. How much health do you have left?
I have 2 health.
Do you have any karma left?
I have left.
So you can use karma to absorb damage.
Okay.
I've only got 7 dice here, and I'm rolling 8. I'm going to have to roll one of these twice. And your defense is...
8, I think.
I'm not even going to add those up. I can see at least 3 6s in there. That's a lot of dots. Okay, so she dodged your wrench, just like ducked your wrench. Then the shot came in, and she just like stepped to one side, and it went over her shoulder. And then, kind of casually, she just lets out a side kick straight at you, catches you, and just throws you across the room with a side kick. And you go flying across the room and land on one of the beds. It does do 2 damage, but you can use karma to negate as much of that as you wish.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
I'm gonna with karma.
She looks round at all of you and says, "You can't beat me. I'm better than all of you. I'm better than all of you put together. If you all joined together into one giant robot, I would still be better than you."
I will respond to that. And I'll be like, yes, you're magnificent. You're incredible. I've never seen one of these super soldiers before, and I must say they did an incredible job with you. Look at how powerful, mighty, magnificent you are. Why did they abandon you? Because I assume Dr. Fitzpwa would have said. I mean, it just seems ridiculous to me. You could have done so much to help them.
They? I see the badge on that uniform you wear. It's not they, it is you. You are a member of Flop, and you shall pay for your crimes.
Well, with all due respect there, we were never part of Flop when this happened. I would certainly never fight against you willingly. It's just
Do I look like a sane individual against whom logic will work?
Well, yes, I would say that you look fairly sane, actually. Perhaps in some ways, you're more sane than any of us.
I think a persuasion check is needed here. You are very good at this.
I'm extremely...
But it will be against her smarts.
Okay, so sorry, how many... Because I've got the special, so it's 6 dice,
You're
right?
rolling 7.
7 dice.
7, I think.
I am extremely good at sucking up to people. It's sort of almost a survival instinct. That's a 22.
Okay, it's good enough. So, you've convinced her enough that she stops to think about it.
Mm-hmm.
Not for long, because she is basically insane and has been abandoned on a planet for 100 years and is basically out for revenge.
Mm-hmm.
But long enough that you all get a free round of attacks against her while she tries to figure out this moral conundrum.
And I will give Fitzpwa the look that means drug them, just knock them out, drug them. So looking at the syringes, like, like doing the fidget wink, like at the syringes.
Yes, Captain, you are completely correct. We should never be fighting against such a mighty being as you, Duchess. Please, I must heal you. Let me make you even stronger. And then I take her...
Come and have a second dose of super soldier serum.
And I roll my smarts and medicine, which gives me 7, 4, 5,
So we'll roll that against her
10,
defense,
24.
So that
And
is a hit.
then 24, I grab the serum and I manage to inject quickly enough that the Duchess looks around, wondering what's happened.
Very, very good. So, you plunge the needle into the Duchess's arm and inject her with an entire serum thing. What are they called? Thing full of drugs. And she, you see her sort of stagger for a second, and she looks around and she's like fighting it with everything she's got. And she's a super soldier, so she can fight it better than say you could. So I'm going to give her a brawn roll, see if she can just fight this off. So her brawn is 6. So 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13. Right. So it doesn't take her out, but it does clearly weaken her. She's gonna be suffering a -1 die penalty from now on because she's busy fighting off these drugs that are pumping through her body. So you haven't beaten her yet, but you've weakened her. Who wants to go next?
Woof, who incidentally now can't get out of his mind the idea that they might be able to form a giant robot. But he's going to keep that in the back of his head and go in for a big, kind of crushing bear hug attack.
Okay. Radio. So, 18 to beat. You're rolling, I think, is it 6 dice?
Uh-huh.
It's about a 50-50
19.
chance, I think. 18.
19.
19. That is a hit. So you do another 2 points of damage. I've literally forgotten who you hit before. Was it the soldier? Or was
Yes.
it her? It was the soldier. Yeah. Okay. So she takes 2 points of damage. So you grab her in a bear hug and you squeeze with all your might. You probably bring your tail-based war beads into action as well, just to make sure. And she lets out a growl of anger and pain. But you have hurt her. Who's going next? Fidget?
Inspired by the fact that we seem to be building Voltron, can I ask Lieutenant Woof to put me onto his shoulders and I'll take another swing with the wrench?
Woof doesn't need asking. He just understands this is the way he's going.
We just share a look and be like,
this tactic will be taught in the Flop Academy for years to come. Okay, do it.
right, so that's gonna be 5.
Flop positive flops.
Yeah.
Okay. 10, 17 plus 4, 21.
Yes, and you were using your wrench, were you?
Yeah.
Which does 2 damage. So, what, you just whack her about the head, is that? Or...
Yeah, it's just jump on the shoulders and boom, right over the
Oh
head.
my
She
god.
lets out a roar of pain and anger. She's staggering now. Her steps are faltering. She's got the weight. I think basically she's got the weight of both of you on her. Although she is still managing to stand up. So she is obviously incredibly strong. But she's got the weight of both of you on her. And she's like staggering forwards like this. And she's looking really, really, really angry. And then I think the captain is the only person yet to go.
Yes, I will shoot her with my gun, or attempt to shoot her.
You are going to lose 1 die because she is under a pile of your allies.
In that case, could I just go up to her and attempt to hit her with my blazer? I guess, just like
sure.
she's so I sort of I join. I look at the robot pile and I'm like, very good, just as we discussed. And I will attempt.
So you're rolling 2 dice. You need to see. It's not going to be easy. Have you got any karma to add to
I
that?
am out of karma. So, I mean, is there...
One thing that I totally forgot to mention at the beginning of this adventure, and I remembered halfway through, and I just thought, I'll leave it, because it's too complicated now. Dice do explode. So if you roll a 6, you do get to roll another dice. I know this is like right near the end of the adventure, and you're like thinking, why are you telling us this? Well, honestly, I totally
Made a
forgot.
Did
difference.
the elevator?
I totally forgot. I'm sorry, but 6s explode, so there is always a chance.
Is there a way that I could sort of psychically cripple her? You know, could I sort of insult her in such a way that it just breaks her spirit?
You have an intimidation skill.
Mm-hmm.
It's tied to your brawn, so you could roll 4 dice.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
4 brawn dice, and just try and intimidate her into surrendering.
Okay.
She is under a pile of like
She is.
dogs and regular humans.
And she's been hit a couple of times already.
Mm-hmm.
It's not impossible.
Okay.
You're gonna roll that against her smarts, I think. So she'll be rolling 5 dice. You're rolling 2, so it's not easy, but it is possible.
Okay. So could I, if I did it with my intimidation, would I roll 4 dice? If I were sort of attempting to get her to surrender. Okay, excellent. We're going to lean into that because I am a weakling.
I'll tell you what she's rolled before you do, just so you know what you're going to get. So that's 10, 17, 20.
Okay, I could have a chance though. I could have a chance higher. So.
Well, 4 dice, yeah.
Yeah, 4 dice. So, I'm going to tell her. I'm just going to be like, look, old girl, it's all over now. They're all dead. You know, just take a little rest now. Just take a little rest. We all get old sometimes. We all get weak. And I think, you know, this flailing, it's just rather unbecoming of you. You know, you're going all over the place. You're on drugs. It's very messy. You know, we'll just come back to the ship and we can have a nice little lie down. Okay. And that was my intimidation.
Okay, make the roll. Make the roll. Let's see what you get.
Oh, that's a 1. Oh, that's a 6. So that explodes, yeah? So I get another dice for that. Excellent.
Roller coaster.
That's another 1. I don't think I've ever rolled so many 1s. That's a 3. Oh. Another 1. Okay, so... Yeah, that is not good. That is 2, 3, 5, 11, 12, 13, 15.
Yeah, that is not good. She looks at you and she sort of listens to what you have to say. And then when you finish it, she just looks at you and just goes, "What?" Just looks at you like you're some kind of dunce. Like, she can't believe what you're saying. You're
Yeah.
like, this guy can't be a captain.
I look at her and I've sort of compartmentalized that look, which I've seen many times. The look of how could you physically be this idiotic, right? And in my head, I've sort of created a construct where when that look comes up, it just means that they're so confused by how awesome I am, they can't quite, you know, they need a moment, right? So I'm just sort of looking at her, nodding, just like, yes, I know, I can be quite intimidating.
So you're feeling quite smug.
Yeah.
I'll give you a karma point back for that. I like that. That's cool.
Thank you.
And then it is the Duchess Annie Can's turn, I think. And she's not happy. So, with a mighty heave, she is going to try and throw both of you off in different directions. So she's going to make one attack. It's going to be applied to both of your defenses. And she's going to be dividing her 2 damage, which she would normally do, into 1 each. So she's losing a dice because she's drugged up. So she's only rolling 7, sorry. 8 minus 1 is... There we go. So she has rolled 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I think that's both of you, isn't it? Both of your defenses. Who have we got? Fidget? Yes. And Woof? Yeah. So you're both thrown off and you both take 1 point of damage. And she stands there in the middle of the room, lets out a mighty roar, and she's got like blood pouring down her face from where she was whacked with a wrench. And her armor's kind of crumpled a little bit where you gave her that great big bear hug. But she's still there and she's mad. What next? What are you doing?
I'm going to try and hit her again.
Okay.
So 2 dice. And a karma point, so I'll add that in. Just 2. That is a 15.
He casually kind of just parries it. It's not even a parry, really. She just brushes it aside. It's like your biggest punch, and she just says, just brushes it aside casually.
I am crushed.
Who would like to go next?
I am willing to take a shot.
Okay.
I'm not going to go back in with the wrench, but I am going to pull out my blazer and give that a shot. Let's see. 10, 18.
Ooh.
18's a hit.
Yeah.
2 points of damage. She has 2 health left. Describe this to me. You've taken out the big bad of the adventure, so you get to describe how this happens. What happens?
So in Fidget's head, they've like rolled over one of the gurneys, looked up from above it, and then just kind of grabbed their gun and posed, and then gone pew pew.
Do you actually say pew pew?
Oh yeah, Fidget
Yeah, right.
needs to add in sound effects.
Okay,
So
okay.
you know, yeah, they've aimed it up, gone pew pew, and like hitting each shoulder to make them like stagger backwards dramatically.
Well, you have won. Duchess Annie Can collapses to the floor. She looks up at you, and just as she expires, she says, I'll be back. And then she just dies in front of you.
No, what will you be? Will you be Batman?
I'll be Batman.
I
That's
suppose.
into the sequel.
I suppose we'll never know. Not truly.
Well done. You have
This will be
won.
one of the mysteries forever.
Unfortunately, as she dies, she pulls out a tiny little remote control and presses a button. And you hear across the intercom a voice. It says 30, 29.
We should...
Okay, we rush. Let's
27.
run! I start running to the relocator, obviously.
So you all charge back to the translocators and beam back to your ship. Let's see if you do this in time. I think this is going to be on Fidget. How
All
quickly
right.
can you beam them using your engineering skill?
Let's give this a
Target
shot.
is 15.
So,
Or is the entire adventure going to end right here?
right, let's give this a try. So, upon hearing this countdown, I'm like, guys, we gotta go. There's been time to sightsee and we're gone, so I'm scrambling to
Beam
get
us over, Fidget!
together. Oh, and that doesn't look good. Right, 5, 10, 13, 14.
Anyone got any karma they can give her?
What if I had any? Anyone?
I can if I'm allowed.
You're not allowed to.
I don't have any.
Did you get any
How many dice
sixes?
was...
Oh my gosh.
No, I did not.
Oh no.
It's not looking good. I'm scrambling. I'm playing with. I'm doing what I
Can
can,
I-
but
Can I
Anyone got
try
any
to use
karma?
my intelligence to see...
Flashbacks.
ah.
Someone can use karma for a flashback. If you come out with something logically you might have done earlier, spend a karma point that will help you out in this situation and save the day. Who has karma left?
Not I.
Woof.
I do.
It's down to you then.
Perfect timing with background noises. The thing is, I'm not very good with computers.
No. Could be your character. Empathy, shooting, fashion, and brawling.
Maybe you said something useful to Fidget earlier.
Maybe. No, I can't think of anything either.
I like what Bez said. I'm gonna say that earlier on, I casually remarked as we were beaming aboard. It's going to be really important at some point that we get off here as quickly as we can, you know.
Yeah, maybe leave the coordinates locked in.
If somebody could leave the coordinates locked in, you know, I really reckon that could save us in a pinch.
Yeah, okay. And then as you beamed over, Fidget kind of at the last second said, oh, hang on a second, let me just make sure the coordinates are locked in. Which means,
I've got to remember to carry the 6. That's where I went wrong last time.
yes, as you left, you said to Fidget, don't forget to carry the 6. And that came back to you just at the last moment there, Fidget. And you just about managed to beam everyone back to the FSS Brazen just as the Independent explodes in a massive ball of fire.
Well, glad we got out of there, eh?
A crew
Well,
member,
I guess we didn't need to destroy the ship. They did it for us.
a crew member rushes up to you, Captain, and says, Captain! Captain!
Yes.
It's Wyatt Earp!
Wyatt up.
Wyatt Earp seems to be loose on the lower decks! And with that, we get the closing credits.
To be continued?
Well done, everyone. You made it with the skinnier teeth, I think, then. Just about.
Yeah, that
Wow.
that would have been quite funny if we all just died in a blazing glorious fire.
I thought we were going to have to leave one person behind.
I mean, that took all our karma and everything out of us.
But you did make it. You did make it in time. Well done, everybody. That was really good fun. I enjoyed that immensely. Thank you, everyone, so much for joining us today and playing this.